you know that I'm not from the technical background as well. So it's a great way to get to know what you do at Automatics and also to introduce your work to our audiences. So could you just please give me a brief introduction on what you do?
So I'm a project manager here at Automatics. I started just under a year ago, and my day-to-day job is managing various projects that the company has sold for various customers across Australia and New Zealand at the moment. And basically just starting with a client, just looking at the deliverables and seeing how best we can achieve a really, really good outcome for our customer. And it's not necessarily what we've sold, it's also finding ways to improve on their investment, finding ways to get the best out of the investment. So it's not just here's what you bought and here's what you're delivering, is here's what you bought and here's how we're going to make it awesome. So it's a
Hmm,
journey with the
I'm
customer.
sure. Is there some interesting project you're currently working on?
There are a couple. All the projects are pretty interesting and pretty different.
Mhm.
So we've got a project in Melbourne that have just gone live about 2 weeks ago. Substantial project, and it is going to be a very, very similar, even bigger one for the same customer in Auckland. So that's very exciting. PopPick solution, and with a bunch of conveyors that we installed as well. So it's running very, very fast, which
Mhm.
is really, really good to see.
Let's say if you have to explain this project to someone like me in a very layman language, how would you do that? Like so that it can go through my thick skull.
So basically, we've got your traditional warehouse would have someone that goes out and runs and finds what the customer bought and goes and finds that, put it in a box, goes and finds that, put it in a box. And instead of doing the traditional way, we've installed our PopPick solution, which are shelves and totes, which are little compartments, and those shelves get called and automatically come to the operator. And instead of someone running around in a warehouse, where's this, where's that, where's that, is here it is, pick it, put in a carton, and it dispatches to the customer. So it's a goods to person solution and shelves that are moving around the warehouse and coming to the pickers in the most efficient way possible.
So basically, the robots are doing the running around.
Yes, yes, that's
Wow.
correct.
Oh, that's good. That's so efficient. And then let's say, what is your particular role into it? Like, I know that you explained it in a very engineer language, but let's say if you have to explain it to me, someone who has no background in engineering and technical background, how will you explain it to me? What you do?
So, when the project gets assigned to a project manager, so you've got a team, an internal team and an external team that you have essentially to manage the output. So, to make it less technical, is you are making sure that everything gets done on time.
Ah,
Is
okay, that
is
makes sense.
just yeah. So there are steps to take to get to a successful outcome, and the project manager manages every step along the way. And traditionally, some people have the idea that the project manager is in charge. I like to think no. The project manager is here to support the engineering team and support all the team to deliver the best outcomes. So a lot of the time, you're acting as almost like a servant to the project and helping all your teammates achieve the outcomes that they need for the project. So if there's something that is unassigned or something that is not happening, a lot of the time the project manager will either go do it or do something about it, because that is a blocker to the teams being able to progress with the project. So you're here as a championing the project. You're here with the what the success looks like for the project. You carry the vision for the project, but you're not responsible. You're here to help the team.
Makes sense. Taking that credibility. Awesome. And let's just go a little bit back in time and, a little bit on a personal side. What made you choose this work offline? Like, when was that time when Sarita decided, okay, I need to be in this work offline? This is my interest. What was that initiation? What was that initial point?
I graduated from engineering and started working in engineering, and quickly realized that I didn't like being an engineer, but like very quickly. And
Okay.
I applied for a lot of project management roles. So I actually did start a master of project management through AUT, like for engineers. And within a month of me starting, and I applied to maybe 50 to 60 jobs, like quite a bit of jobs, just
Wow.
random jobs. And this company called Scott Technology ended up calling me and saying, we've already fulfilled the role because we needed a senior person, which I completely understood. But you've got an interesting work experience. Would you consider being one of our graduate
Oh.
project manager? And the idea of Scott Technology taking a graduate project manager was to grow is particular project manager for the automation industry rather than having someone from construction or someone from IT or a different sector coming in. So having a graduate project manager for their project, specifically tailored to their project. And I decided to take the job, move to Dunedin, and start my career in project management. Whereas normally a lot of project managers tend to do a couple of years of engineering, maybe like 5 to 10 years, and then go into project management. I pretty much started. I knew I wanted to do that. I just went for it.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, let's just say you're obviously working nice, you're working at Automatics and you have some projects lined up for you. But is there something that back of your mind you always think, okay, this is something that I really, really want to do. This would be my dream project. Is there anything that lurks behind your thoughts sometimes?
No, I because these projects are quite new to me. I'm quite
Hmm.
happy at this point learning, and it is a lot of variety in project. It keeps you occupied.
Yeah.
No one day is the same. So it's not like you're in a role and everything is the same every day. It's
Hmm.
very much always moving. So I don't think there's a specific project that interests me more. I don't look for the highest value project either. Like I don't think because you're running a $60 million project, then this $3 million one is not one I think they're all equally as important. People are expecting value for the investment, and I take every project as it's super interesting
That's the
to
way
me
to do it. I
anyway.
mean,
Because
yeah.
it's something that you get to see unfold. It's get something there's nothing there, and also that there's this investment, and you see the project coming to fruition. You see things running, and it's very exciting to me, and I'm really really happy when that, and I carry that enjoyment throughout every project.
Awesome. All right. Now digressing the conversation to a little more fun side. Tell me one thing that you think that Sarita would have become if not the engineer.
Oh,
This was the question that you were not expecting, were you?
no, no. If I wasn't gonna, um, maybe I would have continued into science if that helps, like gone into a PhD. Back in my undergrad, I was volunteering for ag research as a
Oh,
junior scientist and well, research assistant and junior scientist for the plant and food research. And not a scientist because obviously I didn't have a master's or a PhD, more like a research associate. Um, and it was very, very interesting to see. It takes a long time to get a PhD, and I didn't see the reward very fast in that career, so I didn't. But they would have been very, very interested for me to continue a PhD and specialize in something very specific. I think I would have enjoyed that.
oh, awesome. All right. And if I may ask, what do you think is the future of automation? Like your personal opinion?
Um, it's a very fast moving sector. So
Hmm.
basically, it's all the jobs that are either at risk, repetitive manual stress on people that are going to be automated. There's a lot of segue in the construction industry and the roading, and I'd like to see a lot more in that. And I think there's going to be a big movement in that sector. So looking forward to see if that eventuates. But yeah, you're already seeing it, 3D printing houses and things like that. So more and more automation in that industry.
Yeah, it's moving pretty fast. And like there are multiple opinions on this. Like some people are in favor of it, some people are completely against it. How do you see all this? Like whatever is the this whole diaspora which is creating around AI automation, how do you take it?
Yeah, there's this. It's a polarizing subject. Some people are a bit nervous, obviously, with the job losses. My current experience, and I'm happy that it has been the case, is a lot of the automation jobs that I have personally installed have created um, more roles in a more higher value role, I guess, as operators, as maintaining the machines. And yes, you lose a lot of the like the manual labor side, but there are new roles created to maintain the automated solution. So
Basically,
I
you are
was,
giving them a chance to upskill
yeah,
themselves.
yeah, exactly. And we've had operators that we've put through trainings and upskill, like, and our customers also have put their own staff through training in provision of the automation coming and repurpose some of the roles. So I was very, very fortunate that I didn't necessarily see just a, here you go, you can all go away. No, that's never really been the case.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that it continues in that trend and that we see more and more upskilling of labor, and then they result in newer type or different kind of roles.
Definitely. And when it's coming from a person like you are the person who has been seeing it, seeing the change, delivering it. I completely believe on your thoughts and perspective on it because you see it much closer than the normal people see it. And yeah, I definitely believe there is a lot of scope in AI and automation, not just, losing jobs. It is also creating jobs, as you said. Oh, that's great. And let's say down the line, Automatics gonna go grow bigger and bigger. How do you see yourself going to bring some really innovative change to the company? Is there anything that you sometimes think, okay, maybe if someday I get the chance, I want to leverage my position and bring this thing, uh, to the notice of the team or the people, and then implement this kind of a automation. Is there anything specific?
I think there are talks right now about how we are quite a small team and we're going through an accelerated growth, and how do we put things in place to support that. And where I can help is supporting that growth, that accelerated growth. So it's a catch-22. You grow too quick and then it's mismanaged, and then you lose a lot of reputation, a lot of clients. But if it's managed well, and if you put the right tools in place for the team and put some ideas out there to try and streamline our processes, is where I'd like to assist more.
Awesome.
Um, so project management, traditionally, obviously, you've got one project manager, one project, and I'd like us to work more collaboratively and grow a project management office that
Mhm.
can all support each other and run concurrently multiple projects as a team that's supporting each other so that we can execute well. So it's not just sitting on one person that goes on leave and then the customer doesn't know what's happening. We're all working together and deploying and releasing and documents and functional specs and everything in a very, very rapid manner so that we
Yeah.
can, I guess, be more efficient in our delivery rather than all sitting on one person.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And I would like to ask you something because obviously you know more about company than I do and in which areas we are doing the automation. I just wanted to know out of curiosity, are we just doing automation for big warehouses, some food storage companies, big pharma companies, or is there a possibility in every other sector?
There is possibility in other sectors. So our staff are very, very good. Like they've all came from different industries, and they've all come from like one-off manufacturing, and we used to do one-off manufacturing projects. Now it's not to say that we are incapable of doing it. We are capable of coming up with a new concept, of course, but it's also a lot more risk. One-off projects tend to take a lot of time, not a lot of reward, unless it's productionized. So they're very hard to select those projects unless it's going to come with like productionized and a specific equipment that we can sell in the future.
Mhm.
At this point, this is why we're doing more in warehousing in that type of automation because it is easier to deploy, doesn't constrain our resource for many, many years. Now, for example, there are projects that when the technology is not quite as known, they can occupy our engineers for many, many years before you come to an outcome. And that's not good for business.
True that.
But
And
they are the more interesting one. They're the engineering that engineers would love to do all the time. And if we had all the money in the world, we would probably try and do that more. And
you're
I'm
telling
sure,
me that you
yeah,
love that challenge when it is
yeah,
thrown to you. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah. No, they're more interesting than what but yeah, they are money pits. Is what they are.
Okay. Lastly, I would like to ask you, is there any specific country that you think is going to actually move forward in much more stronger way towards automation, and why?
Well, there's already some that have moved pretty rapidly. I mean, Australia is obviously one of them,
Mhm.
that's heavily investing. China has done some incredible investments. It's um, I'm not sure where the next trend is. I haven't really read on it yet,
Mhm.
but I know that we're focusing our efforts on Australia, which is proving to be rewarding and to the company because there is a lot of investment in automation.
Well, thank you so much, Sarita. Thank you so much for your precious time. And it was lovely talking to you. I hope I can get your time in the future as well and get to educate myself even more. But thank you so much for now.
No worries, anytime.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye bye. Have a good day.